to have you join us in the world of sports. 360 Sport on Trust TV. I'm Adeni Shafe. Well, a weekend of sporty moments for Manchester United fans. A lot of them right now are not too high for the fact that they lost against Liverpool. So many matches over the weekend. But the biggest one is the fact that Team Nigeria, the Paralympics that we have over there in France, they've started on a very good note. For the fact that we have a bronze medal, what's a way to go? Right now, we start with our first story, para badminton. Eniola Bolaji actually making us proud. Looking at that particular story there, wins Nigeria's first medal at Paris 2024 Paralympics. She did that in para badminton, and right now Nigerians are happy for the fact that it's been a very long time Nigeria actually win this particular kind of medal. But right now we're happy, at least if the able-bodied men and women couldn't do it, we have a para-athlete who has done well for Nigeria by winning this particular bronze medal. She fought hard to reach to fight to see if she can make it to the gold medalist, but she could not. She lost at the semi-final, and now she fought hard to also win a game in the para badminton bronze medal category. Congrats to Bolaji Eniola, the lady from Kwara State, who has done us proud so far when it comes to para badminton. And at the Olympics, there's Paralympics taking place over there in Paris. We celebrate her for what she has done. And right now, hopefully, she has actually opened the floodgate. Let others begin to win in different categories of those events. Although not too good for para table tennis. Let's look at the result of those Paris 2024 Paralympics, where para table tennis event actually went south. For in the men's singles class 8 round of 32, Croatia's Bona Zohil eliminated Victor Farinloye of Nigeria in 3 straight sets, 11-7, 11-7, 11-7. As if they had a meeting that should actually end, the 3 sets should end that way. Men's singles class 10 round of 16, Liao Hao of China brushed aside Alabi of Nigeria 11-6, 11-6, 11-7 to qualify for quarterfinals. While in the women's singles class 10 round of 16, Chinese Taipei's Tian Xinwen beat Faith Obazwaye in 3 straight sets, 11-4, 11-8, 11-3. It's a painful one there. All 3 of them actually crashing out when it comes to para table tennis. And to let you know, Nigeria is actually competing in 4 different categories of sporting moment or event at the Paralympics. That's para table tennis, para athletics, para badminton, and also para powerlifting, where we have our strength. The para powerlifters are really going to be giving Nigeria a lot of medal because we have a lot of strength there. Medal hopes are really much more in that category. But for para badminton, we are celebrating Eniola Bolaji for being able to do this and for making Nigeria so proud, winning bronze medal earlier today. Well, good one for her, celebrating this young lady. 18-year-old Eniola Bolaji has made us proud by being able to do this. And right now, at least for the fact that she fought hard, she believed in herself. After losing at the semi-final, she never gave up. She actually put upon herself to put up a good fight to win this one. And now, hopefully, she will actually jump up in the ranking, although she's been able to make it up when it comes to ranking in the world of para badminton. And for Eniola Bolaji, who switched from para table tennis to para badminton, right now will be at least be so proud of herself. She has been met by the Minister of Sport, appreciating her for what she has done, and hopefully the handshake will be at least bulkier this time around for the young lady Eniola Bolaji there. Congrats to her. Congrats to Nigeria for the fact that we had our first medal at this Olympics in para badminton. Well, we quickly run through some story in the world of football, and also earlier today, around 12 a.m., our under-20 women team, they also filed out on the pitch to play against South Korea in a match where they were able to win them by a lone goal scored by Floris Sebastian in that encounter. And it was a tough one for the 2 of them, but Nigeria was able to defeat the fast-paced team of South Korea to actually scoop all the 3 points in that particular encounter. Yeah, congrats to them for being able to do this, their first match. They also defeated Korea 2 years ago, as they were able to defeat them 1-0, and now they've done it again, repeating the history that actually happened 2 years ago for the fact that they are able to do this. Looking at other results of the competition so far, you look at matches being played in that's under 20 World Cup there for the Colombia 2024, where Germany defeated Venezuela 5-2. We are in the same group with Germany, and also Venezuela is going to be a tough one because we're going to be facing Germany next. Paraguay 2, 2, Morocco 0. Nigeria defeated Korea Republic, which we've actually mentioned. Spain also pipped USA in those games play. That's 1st September for the Colombians there. Well, actually 2nd September here, time difference. But good one for our team. They started well, 1-0 against Korea Republic. They'll be facing Germany in their next game on Wednesday. And for the fact that they were able to do this, at least that will actually give them morale booster to see how they would do well in this competition. Right now, in the studio with us, we have the football enthusiast who actually be joining us to talk sport this hour. We have Joe Abuku here. He's actually here. Good to have you, Joe.
Thanks for having me again, Aditini. Good to be here this morning.
Our ladies, they made us proud.
Absolutely.
Let's briefly, at least, let's talk about the lady that won bronze medal in para badminton over there in France. At least she's the first person to win medal for Nigeria in this competition.
Yeah, we're going to say finally. I mean, it shouldn't have been this bad, but they say let's see it as a half-filled glass, or even if it's a quarter-filled glass, it's better than a totally empty glass. So it would have been embarrassing if Nigeria went through the Summer Olympics proper, as well as the Paralympic Games, and come home empty-handed. We came home empty-handed in terms of the full-bodied Olympics proper. So this wiped a little bit of the embarrassing egg on our face, and we just hope that a few more Paralympic athletes from Nigeria will pick medals in the coming days. Okay,
while we're talking about that, we also talked about the Falconets for the fact that they were able to win their first game against South Korea. That match, they really needed that win, and it was done.
Yeah, again, another boost, because if you look at, again, the Olympics proper, the one for full-bodied athletes, our team didn't quite do well. Not sure we got a victory in any of the games, and we were out in the very first round. So to start off on a winning note by the Falconets, and this is like a very promising start to it.
The promising start for our ladies. They will be fighting out against Germany in their next game. Right now, we join Nazir Jamajo from Kaduna. Nazir, good to have you on the show.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Okay, I'm sure you are finally happy too. We have a bronze medal so far at the Paralympics. At least we are happy about that. And also Falconet winning their game against South Korea. 1-0. Floris Sebastian scoring in the later hour of that particular match. But at least two good news happening to Nigerians today.
Yeah, of course, especially for the medal that we've got in the Paralympics. Just like the other guest in the studio said, it would have been embarrassing for us to go through the Olympics as well as the Paralympics without having any medal in our, cabinet, talking of the participant that we have got participating in both, competitions. I think it's a good one. I think we can say congratulations to ourselves at long last, because we have waited for this moment for quite some time, to be honest. It's really disappointing and very sad for us to go out there and play in a competition like the Olympics and the Paralympics and not have anything to bring home with. I think it's really sad, but congratulations to us for having this in the back. We hope it's just the start. We have broken the course. We hope that other athletes will follow our way and we get to have more medals before the end of the Paralympics.
Okay, good one. They at least hopefully they will continue to do well for the Paralympics, and also for the Falconet. They play against Germany. Yes, that's a big one, because Germany defeated Venezuela 5-2. I'm sure, as you are right now, Jamajo, you want to agree with me that Falconet needs to brace in more if they are to defeat Germany. We know how good they are when it comes to these under-20 women, and we know how they've dealt with us. So it's time we actually take our own pound of flesh against the Germans.
Yeah, of course, it's high time. It's high time. I think that win against the, South Koreans will give this team more confidence going forward, because, sometimes football is all about, most of the time, football is all about the confidence that you have, you trust in your abilities. And I think these, girls have got that with them, beating the South Koreans, and that will increase. Going forward, we hope that they can pick another 3 points against a good German side, because beating the German side will take the confidence level of the team to the next level. I think it's going to be very vital. If they can get that over the line, that will help their confidence so much. But, beating the Germans is always going to be difficult, no matter which, gender it is that you're playing against, whether the male or the female. Whenever you talk about football, you talk about the Germans, you are going to play against a proper team. We just hope that the girls can get something out of that game. It's going to be difficult, but, this kind of competitions comes with difficulties. And I pray these girls are prepared for what is going to come after them against the Germans in this time. Let them just focus, put everything aside that we played against, where we couldn't get any win out of that group. hopefully we can get something out of this, game against the Germans after what we got against the South Koreans. And at the end of the day, we can progress and go a bit further. Not what we did in the Olympics, because we just need to improve from what we actually saw in the Olympics. The Olympics was very bad. Our team wasn't playing well. We weren't scoring goals. We weren't winning games. So we need to see improvement. And hopefully these girls can give us that.
Okay, well, as we are talking about that, Joe Abuku will also be at least adding something concerning this, because we know that when it comes to age grade, we always do very well. And we are facing Germany next on Wednesday. Yes, we won 1-0. Actually, Germany did well by winning 5-2. That shows that they are really ready for this match. Do you see us defeating them?
It comes down to their mental readiness and their preparedness for the game. Football records are what they are, stats are what they are, but when it comes down to sports, your performance at that very moment when it counts is what matters the most. So they've picked up a win against South Korea. That should give them a confidence boost. They shouldn't take it that, it's going to be wins all the way for granted. Take it for granted. They need to really put in the work, give themselves the psychological boost they need. And don't cower to the Germans. Yeah, the German team, like the other speaker said, they are quite a machine, whether it's on the male side or the female side, the age grade side. They throw everything to their football. They have the infrastructure, they have the administration, they have the exposure and all the resources they need. So it's a team that any side coming up against should show respect. But our Falconets, picking a win against South Korea is good enough, and if they go in with the right mentality, they can go past the Germans as well.
Well, we're talking about the Falconets for what they've done so far at the Under-20 World Cup taking place in Colombia. They won their first game against South Korea, and that's a good one. The goal scored by Flourish Sebastian. Let the team continue to flourish. What's the name there? And they'll be playing against Germany, who defeated Venezuela 5-2 in their own first game. Hopefully, our ladies will do us proud. And for Paralympians, they've started, and we continue to hear more good news concerning Team Nigeria in France. Why we talk about that? Just last week, the drama actually unfolded concerning Super Eagles coach job. Well, NFF announced Bruno Labbadia, a German, as the coach of Eagles. 3 days later, issues came up concerning his tax duties that has to do with Germany or German authorities, that they will have to, NFF will have to also augment that, and which didn't go down with the NFF according to what was released by the Nigerian Football Federation. And right now, that actually aborted that deal between Bruno Labbadia and the Super Eagles as a coach. Well, for the NFF, they deem it fit, they quickly appoint Eguavoen, Zirezo as they call him, as the interim coach of that team. That's Super Eagles of Nigeria that will be playing against Benin Republic and also Rwanda for this weekend. That's FIFA window. But as it is right now, Eguavoen deem it fit to look inward and appoint two look at least coaches from Nigerian Premier Football League, coach of Rangers International, Fidelis Ilechukwu, and also Remo Stars coach Ogunmodede Daniel has been appointed as assistant to Super Eagles interim coach Eguavoen. Eguavoen deeming fit. Although NFF also agreeing with that, that shows that for the matches, the 2 matches that will be coming up for this weekend, we play Benin Republic first. That will be in Uyo, and then the second game will be coming up in Kigali, Rwanda. Well, as it is right now, the list of the players, yes, that has been released. We actually been we're looking at that in all our subsequent editions. But right now, Ilechukwu Ogunmodede as assistant coach of Eguavoen. For those 2 matches, maybe will they be rotating them, or just because for now they are yet to appoint the substantive coach of Super Eagles? Maybe that is why they made it for those 2 games. Now let's start with you, Nazir Jamajo. This particular appointment right now, 2 assistants from the MPFL coaches, Ogunmodede and Ilechukwu, Rangers, Remo Stars, as the assistants to Augustine Eguavoen, the interim coach of Super Eagles. How will you rate that? Is it a good one? Or maybe you have someone better? Let's hear from you.
Well, in this country, in Nigeria, I doubt if we have any better options than the ones that we actually appointed in, all of these people that came in. But to be honest with you, deep down, I'm seriously worried. Because whenever I hear the name of Austin Eguavoen, actually the team that came to my mind, that always comes to my mind whenever I hear Austin Eguavoen is what happened in the World Cup qualifiers, as well as the Africa Cup of Nations. Because at that time, I mean, we had so much expectation on this team, especially the AFCON, as well as qualifying for the 2022 World Cup, which we failed to do all of that. And Austin Eguavoen, always, whenever I hear his name, those things comes to my mind of, failing to qualify for the round of 16, for the quarterfinals of the AFCON, and then the World Cup in 2022. I just pray Austin Eguavoen does the job, because he is very clear that he is he actually follows Pep Guardiola, and he listens to what Pep Guardiola does. He watches him and he wants to follow in his footsteps. But we are yet to see anything like that with Austin Eguavoen. And I wonder, where are the NFF going with Austin Eguavoen? If they want to handle this job to the indigenous coaches, let them give it to one of Fidelis Ilechukwu or Salisu Yusuf then, because they are the ones that have been active in management. They have been doing this with their teams in the NPFL. Austin Eguavoen is just there in his office in the NFF headquarters, sitting and just working through computer and then his papers. He doesn't know the actual technical know-how on the field, what it is, being wanted to be done on the pitch for a coach to come on and to get the job done. That's my problem. These people are not selected. I don't know what they are thinking right now that they made this decision of bringing Austin Eguavoen back into the job. I mean, we need better people. We cannot afford to miss the Africa Cup Nations. We cannot afford to miss another World Cup. The World Cup qualifiers are coming in next year, and we have the Africa Cup Nations games coming in this year, which is what we are focusing on right now. Why is Austin Eguavoen be related with anything like handling the Super Eagles job after the failure we had with him in 2022? Come on. We need to do better.
Well, Jamajo is boiling seriously. I understand your plight anyway. Let's hear from Abuku, for what he has done. Well, from your own side, would you agree that it seems Eguavoen every time? Because I remember the late Amadou Shuaibu was always our savior. Although he was able to do it well, we were able to at least, he always actually work well. But Eguavoen seems not to be favoring Nigeria. But, do I have any opinion here? Is your opinion to actually make that? But Abuku, do you agree with what Nazir Jamal just mentioned concerning Eagles' issue of coaching? Is it that Eguavoen is the only available person? Why not give it to one of the coaches? Or let's hear from you.
Yeah, let me even start from the head-scratching moment of, the drama around Bruno Labbadia. Again, it makes you want to ask, what sort of due diligence do we do within the NFF before we issue contracts? It's not the first time that sort of thing has happened. It happened with Tom Senfe, it happened with Bruno Le Guen, Pissarro, even one Waldrum, the coach of there are always cases where announcements are made before contract details are hammered out, and then it ends up being an embarrassing moment. So that was, again, the NFF needs to get their act together. In terms of Eguavoen, yeah, I tend to lean more towards what the other speaker said. I mean, it's the only option we have. First of all, even on Eguavoen's part, I'm surprised he has agreed to take the job, because this looks like putting himself on the line again. I was at the National Stadium the day he failed to qualify us for the last World Cup when we lost to, we couldn't beat Ghana here and all. So since then, what has he done? Has he done anything to develop himself further as a coach? Or does he just sit in the NFF office? Is he very conversant with the current crop of players we have? Will he make the best?
But since he's the technical director, I'm sure maybe he knows the players more as the technical director of the NFF.
Well, yeah, he might know them, but we'll see. I mean, he'll get to prove if it was proper
to get him appointed.
Get it back to him. But if he's taking on the job, he better get us past the line this time around. Otherwise, he wouldn't go down well in the history book.
Let's go to the main issue. The two coaches appointed, Ogunmodede and Ilechukwu, as his assistants now. I'm sure a lot of Nigerians want to agree that they are worth their onions.
Yeah, they are. They have very sound knowledge of, due to their participation in the NPFL, and Eguavoen, I'm sure he won't just pick who wouldn't compliment him. So, yeah, we do have a duty to develop our coaches as well. We shouldn't always go foreign at the drop of a hat. So if there are coaches within our local leagues who have shown some flash of brilliance or shown some brilliance in terms of how they do their job, they should be given the opportunity. They should be given the opportunity to, that's how the Amodu we talked about. He came in as local coach back in the BCC and some other indigenous clubs and became one of the best coaches on the continent. So it's good that the door is open to these young assistants to come bring in their A game. Remains to be seen if the appointments will be justified.
Okay, hopefully. Let's hear from Jamal Joe. I know you are boiling, but as it is, Eguavoen, speak to assistant from the MPFL. Ogunmodede is the coach of Remo Stars, while Rangers International is being coached by Fidelis Ilechukwu. Both of them will be his assistants for those two matches. And from the way it is, we know these guys, they've been at least tendering their claws very well. This particular appointment, is it too smooth for you?
Yeah, I think it should be. I think it should be because these two guys that have been, part of the footballing environment for quite some time, and they've been working with their teams in the NPFL. So it's not like it is something new coming in for them. I think I even have much more hope on them than on Austin Eguavoen, to be honest, because I think them being part of the footballing environment, working continuously, will help them, because they are trying to make themselves better all the time. They are trying to see how they can tweak and turn tactics whenever their teams play in the NPFL. I think they are prepared really well for the new season. The new season has already kicked off. I would just hope they will come in and then help this team going forward, because right now we need to win games. We need to win games. We just need to start winning games continuously, non-stop, until we get the ticket for the World Cup, and then we get to qualify for the Africa Cup Nations, because we need those games. I just hope it works out, because everything about the NFF, I think, has been baffling. This coaching situation has been disturbing for quite some time. We have had all of this, aggy-baggy, going back and forth about the coach. We are yet to have a proper coach in the team. All of these things, we cannot put any blame on anyone other than the NFF, because they are the ones that have not handled this thing quite well. We should have. When was the last time that, when was it that Austin Eguavoen, the Affinity George, actually resigned as the coach? Are we talking about 2 months right now, or 3 months maybe? It's been a while. We should have a coach, because we are in a very critical situation in this country. We just hope these people can get the job done. That is the only thing I can tell you right now. It's just hope that we are putting. But we know that there is so much problem in these Super Eagles and the NFF situation completely.
So much problem there, and we just have to give ourselves hope that Eagles will get their acts together, because a lot of things are not really going well. But Eagles they know that they want to be at the Nations Cup and also World Cup, so they will have to fight their hearts out to see how they can scoop those tickets for make Nigerians happy. Sport really unites us all, and no matter what we face when it comes to sport, no religion, no tribe, everybody comes together at once, and we can see right now that Eniola Bolaji won bronze medal in fights that's gone so viral that Nigerians are celebrating her for what she has done, being able to put us on that world map again. Nigeria, well, with a bronze medal, we are happy. We continue to celebrate them. And for Ilechukwu, Ogunmodede, and Eguavoen, they just have to make sure Eagles win those 2 games, at least propel us with those 3 points that we need, and continue to see how we can do well before NFL will finally announce the substantive coach for the Super Eagles. And let's see who they will be appointing this time around. But for now, interim-wise, Eguavoen is there alongside Ogunmodede and Fidelis Ilechukwu. Well, when we are talking about that, also, well, maybe I should just digress a bit. It was like a drama. I just want to chip this in because it's part of the Eagles that are being called upon. That's Victor Osimhen. Osimhen, we know that a lot of things happens to him over the weekend, and a lot of Nigerians are talking. Some are against him, some are for him, some are in between. Jamal Joe, that deal against Chelsea, towards Chelsea or Al Ahly, didn't actually go through. Some are saying it's Napoli's fault, it's his own fault, it's his agent's fault. Whatever happens, what can you say about it just briefly?
Yeah, I think Osman cost himself. All of this thing is Osman that actually cost himself, because at the end of the day, he's the one that should be making the right decision about his career. And if he had made it quickly, everything would have gone down smoothly before the end of the window, because he knows Napoli wants him out of the club because of his wages, and he's not ready to reduce the amount of money that he's earning every week or every year at the club. So he should have made the right decision quickly. If he wanted to go to Chelsea, then he should lower his demands and then go to Chelsea, play in the Premier League and play in the Conference League. If he wants to stay at Napoli, he knows what to do. And if he wants to go to Saudi Arabia, he knows what to do. I think Osman has nobody to blame in this one. The blame is on himself.
Okay. Do you agree with that, Abugo?
Yeah, I mean, many people have likened it to him wanting to eat his cake and have it, or as they say, have his cake and eat it. I mean, he wants to be in the spotlight of football, European football. So Premier League or the Serie A, one of the big of the Ligue 1. But then he wants to, keep the sort of wages he has at Napoli. Now, the clubs are willing to, but they can't just afford those wages. So it's either he scales down on the wage expectation, and many players have done that. There's this, is it Yao Felix, who had to take like a miserly wage just to get playing time at Barcelona. I think he moved from Atletico to Barcelona. He's now at Chelsea. So Osimhen needs to, if he wants money, it doesn't seem like money is all he wants money, and he wants a spotlight. So if you want strictly money, the Saudi move is there. You can go there and, I mean, double the wages he currently gets. But if he wants to play in the big leagues, given he's at the peak of his career and all, then he should be prepared to like take a pay cut. He can't have it both ways. And the earlier he makes that decision, the better, because it's not looking good on him.
Well, seriously, for Victor Osimhen, well, we have to stay with Napoli. Therefore, till January, maybe a suitor will come, and let's say maybe he'll be moving away from the city of Naples. It didn't go too well with his transfer deal. In fact, everything went awry. But hopefully, we'll get his act together. It should be strong and be hopeful. Things will also turn out well for him. Right now, let's talk about our own league. Yes, the opener was played on Saturday between Rangers International, the defending champion of the MPFL, versus El Kanemi, winner of the President's Federation's Cup. They actually met at Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, the one they call the Cathedral. It was a tough one because the match ended draw. It was goalless. That was a tough one between the two. A lot of people were tendering towards Rangers winning, and El Kanemi came out smoking. They really fought hard against Rangers, and that was a fantastic performance from El Kanemi, holding them to a draw, not just 1-1 or 1-1. It ended goalless. That means they really showed their class against Rangers.
Yeah, good to see that competitive football is back in our league again. These are like some of the top flight clubs we've had. They've been around for a long time. Rangers has been there for as long as we know, same as El Kanemi. So typically, a game between the two would lead to fireworks, and that's what we encountered yesterday. I must take time out to condole with the management and staff players of Heartland.
Yes.
I think they lost. I mean, they had. Was a car?
Accident?
Yeah, an accident that led to the loss of, a coach losing his life. It just shows some of the risks associated with, travel in our country and all. But back to the game proper, it was a good game, and we hope to see more of such explosive encounters as the league rolls out for this season.
Against all odds, Jamajo, when people are actually afraid that match may not happen, MPF actually deemed it fit by making us proud. They actually started the opener of the MPF match. Day one was actually, it has started, and now the remaining 9 matches will be coming up. That will be next weekend. And right now, well, Rangers El Kanemi, goalless for you. How do you see that game?
Well, I think it was a fabulous outing. Well, first of all, I have to congratulate the organizers of the NPFL as well as we Nigerians, because the league actually started when they said it is going to start. That is the end of the month of August, and God so kind, the league started, which is for the first time after a long while. So we need to say congratulations to ourselves as well as organizers of the NPFL. At long last, we have started the league when we are due to start it. And then looking at this game proper, I think it was a fabulous outing. It was a fantastic outing between both sides, which, at the start of the league, the players after the preseason, now it is serious business. Sometimes we find it a little bit difficult to get going because of the fitness level is not up to the level that the teams want it to be, as well as the coaches. But at the end of the day, they played out a draw, which I think is a good one for them, because winning games away from home is very difficult sometimes in the NPFL, but they get a draw, which is a big win in the NPFL if you get that. So it's a good one. It's a good one going forward. We just hope that the league continues smoothly like this. I think for me, all about this game is the organizers doing their job really well, and for them to start the league when it is due to start. I think congratulations to the organizers as well as we the fans that are following this league.
And aside that, NFF also came up with gadgets. At least that's advancements in the way we play refer our games now. The refs are giving that nod that they will be going with technology. That's all the gadgets used by the modern gadgets used by referee outside or for CAF competition in other countries. Nigerian referees too will be enjoying that from now henceforth. I think that's a good move, right, Jamajo?
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is, because whenever you talk about gadgets, you talk about the big leagues. You know that they are using the biggest of gadgets and the best of gadgets to get the best out of their work that they do. Which I think, especially for a referee, these gadgets do help them so much. We don't want to have any issues of games being delayed because of the issue of the gadgets not working or something like that. Although even in the big leagues, we get to see that, and sometimes they get to change it because whenever it is a technical issue, you have to fix it very quickly. That is why you have to come to the field within one or two of the equipment, so that whatever happens at the end of the day, you find a way out of it. I think it's a good way forward. The improvements are needed so that we can make the league better. This kind of gadgets will help definitely. We just hope at some point we get to see even the VAR in the NPFL, as well as the goal line technology, which is going to help so much in making our league better, so that people, especially the fans in this country, can get to focus more on what is happening in the NPFL, because we need to make the league better so that everybody can look at it. We need to take the standard up there so that everybody, when he looks at the league, you say that yes, the NPFL is being handled very well by the organizers, and at the end of the day, it is their own reward, because people will focus more on it and we get to see more investment. Because even the fans that go to the field and watch, the money goes back to the pocket of those clubs, and not only the clubs, as well as the NPFL too, whom you have to pay some amount of money to at the start of the league before you get to go ahead and start playing games in it.
Okay, well, I actually saw you nodding to that, Abuku. What can you say? Or you have fears that the gadgets will not be fairly used?
Absolutely. Look, it's about time we introduce those into our game. Nigeria is a big footballing country, and look, in terms of African football, we've won the CAF Champions League a number of times. We've won what is it called? Is it the Mandela Cup back in the Nigerian club? So it's about time we made those investments into our league, and that will require the authorities partnering with the private sector to draw the funds. I mean, once upon a time, our league used to be funny, where the sort of El Kanami Rangers game we talked about, Rangers would have definitely gotten the 91st minute penalty and all. I mean, that drew people away from the league because they just couldn't see the authenticity, they couldn't see sincerity of purpose in terms of those managers and officiating. But with the quality of football we see now, it's about time we introduce those gadgets, and like you said, the VAR as well, kit the referees up, let them be able to communicate properly with those in the back room and all, and take effective decisions. Fans who go to watch matches should see that it's not just quality football being played, but that even those charged with officiating are doing the right thing. And yeah, the gadgets are very important. About time we introduce them full steam into our professional football league.
A good one, talking about NPFL there. The one that actually erupted match day one between Rangers and El Kanami started on Saturday at the Cathedral, and it ended goalless. And the big one is coming, because the remaining 9 matches will be coming up, where all the teams will be playing the next weekend. And we just hope that it gets better. Gadgets being introduced by the NFF, and also MPF organizers trying to see how they can go with the modernization happening in the world of football. And we hope that it continues this way. And right there, we move from here, at least straight down to Europe, where matches were played. It was not a smooth night at Old Trafford. For those Man United fans, actually the sky it wasn't even red, it went to black, yellow, blue. Well, Premier League, let's look at it. Liverpool beat Man United 3-0. That's the story we're looking at. Well, Liverpool beat Man United to maintain perfect start. What is start for Liverpool? They were able to win. Theirs went Gaga and also Mo Salah. They were able to score those goals. And for the fact that it wasn't an easy ride for them at all. I'm talking about Manchester United. Erik ten Hag is really under fire by the fans and all that. But we'll be talking about this quickly. Let's look at some of the results of matches played before Jamajo and Abuku will be talking about it. We look at the result there. Liverpool, yes, you saw it there. 1, 2, 3 goals, silencing them at their own home, Old Trafford. Turns to blue, yellow Trafford yesterday. Chelsea, Crystal Palace, 1-1. 2-1 between Newcastle and Tottenham Hotspur. Alex Isak back to scoring. West Ham United 1. Manchester City, yes. What do you expect? They have it all firing with all cylinders. 3-1. Guardiola wouldn't stop this. For Southampton and Brentford, also 3-1 in favor of Brentford. While Everton, they lost at home 2 against Bournemouth. 3-2 for Bournemouth. What a match. What a comeback for Bournemouth there. Fulham against Ipswich Town 1-1. It ended in a draw. While Aston Villa, they were able to show why they are one of the forces to be reckoned with. They defeated Leicester City at the King Power Stadium 2-1. Wolves and Nottingham Forest ended 1-1. And also Arsenal Brighton. What went wrong with Arsenal? Well, for Brighton, they are really a force to be reckoned with too, because they always show their strength against the big teams. Looking at that quickly, let's just talk about the match then before we look at the way the table is. Let's start with Jamal Joe. What a match for this weekend. Attention was Manchester United versus Liverpool, and really, Liverpool never walked alone. They went away with the 3 points. Jamal Joe.
Yeah, of course they did went away with the 3 points against Manchester United, which I think actually Liverpool deserved all these 3 points that they got playing against Manchester United, talking of this game, on Sunday, because they played really, really well, to be honest. They played well. They targeted Manchester United in some areas, especially they knew if they had to play out from the back, they would concede position, and they targeted Casemiro, who gave away those 2 goals, and they targeted Kobe Meno after Casemiro went off to score the 3rd one against Manchester United. And that shows you the tactical problem that is at Manchester United. Erik ten Hag's tactical flaws at Man United, because after Casemiro went off, you can say, yes, he made the mistakes, but when Kobe Meno committed the same kind of mistake, that is where the problem is for me. Kobe Menu had the ball and nobody was around that area for him to pass the ball to. Even Collier that came off the bench for Man United for Casemiro wasn't there for him to give the ball to him. So at the end of the day, he was left empty. And Erik ten Hag didn't make the decision to say that, look, we cannot play out from the back because these guys are targeting our players. Let's just go long. Let's kick it. Find Joshua Zirkzee or maybe Marcus Rashford in the final third of Liverpool. And then we'll see if we can get to capitalize on those chances. Erik ten Hag didn't change that. And at the end of the day, that cost Manchester United. And it is on the manager, to be honest with you, those defensive problems. You can see the spaces all over the place. You can see how Liverpool were attacking Manchester United continuously, in which United had their own chances, but they couldn't capitalize. At the start of the game, I was like, oh, why is Abba Diallo on the bench after scoring the last game for Man United? You have to start, the player that scored in the last game. That is what I know about football. But Ten Hag didn't make that kind of decision. And Marcus Rashford, he is yet to even register a shot in the Premier League this season. Talk less of registering a shot on target. He is starting games continuously for Man United, and he is playing the whole 90 minutes. All of these things, Erik ten Hag needs to sit down and say that we need to start winning games, because in his first 3 seasons at Manchester United right now, he has only won 1 game in the first 3 games of all of those 3 seasons, which I think it is not the level of a Manchester United manager. He should be doing better. Honestly, this is his 3rd game. Erik ten Hag's 3rd year at Manchester. You cannot see the style that he wants to play. You cannot see any tactical idea that Erik ten Hag wants to do with Manchester United right now. I think it's high time Ten Hag fix this, because if not, before December, United need to get him going, because if not, their season will be done by then.
Well, coming from Nasiru Jamajo there, well, as it is, that match was a match that I saw the fans' reaction, and when Garnacho was actually pulled out from our Diallo. And it wasn't too sweet for those fans, because they felt Garnacho should have been given more chance to continue that game. Joe Abugu, you look at that game against Anslot. This is the 3rd time now he has been able to run him through, although started from that's Eredivisie, or from Netherlands, and now they are meeting in England, and he's also showing his class from Feyenoord to Ajax, still showing his class as a Liverpool coach against Manchester United, Erik ten Hag. That particular match, what did you see that went wrong for Manchester United?
Well, I mean, it's not the sort of stats they wanted. They look forward to the season. Man United, I mean, that was a very embarrassing loss, losing 3-0 at home, in front of their fans to Liverpool. Ten Hag doesn't see it as a tactical gaffe on his part. Probably to him it's just a bad day. I mean, he didn't go. You've seen him.
He said he's not Harry Potter.
Exactly, he's not Harry Potter. I know. He congratulated Liverpool for saying, "Look, brag that look. Apart from Man City, they won the 2nd highest number of trophies, and all." So he probably is looking at the whole thing differently. But to the game proper, they totally were outclassed and all. I mean, they didn't play like the Manchester United we've seen over the years. They were, outpaced tactically. They were outgunned, outmaneuvered every step of the game. And also, and that's where the conundrum comes in. If the manager doesn't see it as because the goal, like my other counterpart said, well, they were down to tactical blunders. It was all over Casemiro's face for the first two goals. Luis Diaz scored and all. You weren't expected that, okay, he'll make the relevant changes to bolster that defense and then make his attack line effective. I know Rashford wasn't firing at all, but for some whatever reason, he chose to keep the formation. He chose to stick with a certain number of players and introduce some at moments when others felt were not the right time to introduce them. So Ten Hag has himself to blame. The fans are beginning to get impatient, and it's, at some point there'll be bangs on his door about his future at the club. He really needs to pull his bootstrings up and get the results fans look forward to. It didn't look good yesterday.
Now, talking about the other matches, we know that for Man United, well, Erik ten Hag says he's not Harry Potter. Let's see what's going to be the next match they'll play. But for Manchester City, they were also able to win their game 3-1. And that shows that really, they are really on a good note.
Yeah, I mean, the message from Man City so far is that, look, they are still not willing to let anybody come into the room or break into the cycle. They still intend to go all out and win the title this season as well. Looks like competition is coming from Liverpool strongly because they've also maintained a 100% record. But the way Man City is brushing opposition aside, it shows that they are in. I mean, it's still their league to lose. The other competitors really have to, put up a fight if they intend to. And can I quick? So they saw off West Ham 3-1. Haaland getting a pair of hat tricks back to back. He got a hat trick against what is the club he played against the other week? But he got a hat trick and then a hat trick yesterday, proving that he'll still go all ahead and probably bid for the golden boot this season as well. So Man City have made their declaration of intent known to all the other 19 clubs. They intend to retain the title. So it's up to Liverpool and
fight for it.
Arsenal, if referees are not undoing us, to pose a challenge.
I love the fact that you admit that and us. Okay, Jamajo, looking at those results there, you look at the entire result. Let's have it back so that Jamajo will be able to pick his best result there. Well, Jamajo, looking at this, apart from Man United, Liverpool, Man City, West Ham 3-1, which other game actually caught your fancy?
I think Brighton against Arsenal, because Arsenal are one side that we know are coming out this season to challenge for the title too. They want to go to with Manchester City like they have done in the previous years, talking of the last 2 seasons. So they want to do almost the same thing right now. So I think playing against this Brighton side, they found it a little bit difficult because of the red card that Declan Rice got in the game, because that has dominated conversation since from Saturday up until this morning. People have been talking about that red card that Declan Rice received, which I think he deserved the red card because he committed 2 offenses who were yellow card offenses, although I'm not backing inconsistency because the referee, there were so many questions about the inconsistent decision that he made in the game, talking of the yellow card that he actually didn't give Joao Pedro during the course of the game, in which he too committed almost the same offense of kicking the ball away after it was confirmed that there was a foul in which Arsenal should play that ball, but he kicked the ball away. I think Declan Rice was deservedly sent off because he committed 2 yellow card offenses, and at the end of the day, Arsenal had chances that they should at least score one of those chances they had to win that game, because Kai Havertz has got 2 chances, one in the first half, one in the second half. Bukayo Saka too, one in the first half, one in the second half to score and give Arsenal the lead in that game. They should have even had the game dead and buried before Declan Rice got sent off, because Arsenal had a chance. I think it was in the first 45 where Martin Odegaard didn't convert too. Arsenal should have done better with their chances. If they have had a player like Erling Haaland playing for them on that Saturday, they would have won that game, confidently and comfortably.
Well, a big one for the matches that was actually played. Match day 3 in the Premier League for this week, last weekend. It's a one for Man United. For Manchester City, they are really rolling on, and catch them if you can. That's what they want to put now because they have the goals advantage. Let's look at how the table is standing when it comes to the Premier League. For match day 3, you look at Manchester City. They have 9 points, 7 goals draw. Liverpool are having the same roller coaster move with that match day 3. They also have 9 points, and you have Brighton, Arsenal. Just like Abuku said, it's for Liverpool to make up their mind that this season they really want to fight this against Manchester City.
Yeah, absolutely. And so far they've proven they can put up that challenge. I mean, they've proven it so far. 100% record. They've had emphatic wins as well. The victory over Man United yesterday was a strong statement that, look, we're not just going to sit and allow City run away with the league. I mean, we've done it before. We can do it again. We're one of Europe's finest. So they intend to go for it. And so far, there's nothing to indicate they won't put up a showing for the title this season.
Now, looking at this showing that you mentioned, you look at Brighton standing third there, followed by Arsenal, your team. Newcastle United, Brentford, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, and you have Tottenham Hotspur 1 to 10. Jamajo, the table is beginning to show that the big boys are beginning to arrange themselves. I remember Brighton was trying to act like they will stay there, but now they stand third. And 3 matches out of 38, it's still a marathon, 35 more to go. But so far, since Manchester City and Liverpool have really arranged themselves where the big boys should be, and Arsenal is also coming up. Then you have Newcastle, we saw what they did last season. Aston Villa are also coming up there. Before we look at it from 11 to 20, Jamajo, you look at the way it is right now, City, Liverpool standing tall there, really showing why they are the big boys in the Premier League.
Yeah, of course. When you talk about the big boys in the Premier League, you have to talk about Manchester City, especially in the last 7 to 8 years under Pep Guardiola, because that is where they have always been. And you talk about Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp's departure has put in so many question marks about the team. Like, can they go ahead and maintain that kind of level of performance and continue competing with Manchester City? But so far so good. I think they are looking impressive under Arne Slot. They have done a very good job winning all the games that they have played, and they are yet to concede any goal in all of the games that they have played. I think it's a very good start for Arne Slot and for City too as well, because Erling Braut Haaland, just like you guys talked about, I was listening, I was like, how, who is going to stop Erling Braut Haaland from scoring goals in the Premier League? That is where the question should be right now, because that guy looks unstoppable. I think it was at the start of the season that he said he has never started any season feeling no pains in a while. This is for the first time after a long while that he's starting the season without any pains. And I was like, how is this guy breaking those records back in the days with pains? And right now, without any pain, then what should we be expecting? I think he's just giving us a glimpse of what we should be expecting, especially after the international break, of what he's going to be doing. Because we are talking about only 3 games, he has scored 7 goals, and a man that has scored 70 goals in 69 Premier League games. It's crazy. But also for Liverpool, they have got a player like Mo Salah, who is on a crazy number of goals too this season. He has started the season really well. 3 goals, 3 assists already, and he has scored 214 goals for Liverpool in his career entirely in the last 9 years. And talking about in the last 7 years, and with 92 assists on top of it, you expect a lot from him too. I think these 2 teams, with these 2 star players, talking of Haaland as well as Mo Salah, they will go very far this season, and the players will help them in achieving what they want to achieve going forward. I think they will be Liverpool, Manchester City, as well as Arsenal will be the sides that we should be focusing on when it comes to talking about winning the league. But for Brighton, I think it's about time that Watford will find his level.
Well, seriously, Watford needs to find this level. Well, let's look at from 11 to 20, where big teams like Manchester United are not really finding easy right now. Talking about the Premier League table there, Chelsea, they stand 11th. Fulham are following suit. West Ham, all the teams from London, they are there. Manchester United actually standing 14th. Leicester City, Crystal Palace, Ipswich Town, Wolves, Southampton, Everton. Well, in a jiffy, just very short one. Jamajo, very short one. As the table is right now, Chelsea, Man United, 11-14. A short one.
Well, for Chelsea, I think they are just beginning to, understand what Enzo Maresca is trying to do with them. So maybe you can cut them some slack and give them a little bit more of time. But I expect them to, go forward and start winning games in the next couple of weeks, because the season games are about to start coming quick and fast. So I expect them to finish at least in the top 7, talking of Chelsea. And for Manchester United, with Eric Ten Hag, I cannot say much about them. Let's just wait and see.
Let's wait and see. That will be for you, Jamajo Naziri. We want to thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, Joe Abuku, just one word concerning this. This is a beginning, although we know 3 matches, Chelsea, Man U, you look at where they're standing.
Yeah, I mean, the table is beginning to take shape. I mean, those who have an eye on the trophy and the title are already beginning to position themselves at the top. Those who are just, I mean, who just show up once in a while are beginning to filter all the way down. But there's a long way to go. It's still about
35 more matches to play.
go. So it's a marathon. I mean, at this stage, you can't give it to a particular club. But yeah, I think Man City, the Liverpools, the Arsenals of this world will be in the top 4, and then the Ipswich of this world might make it back to the championship. But then we'll look forward to an interesting league.
Okay, let's see what happens there. We've had Ajo Abuku in the studio. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
And also Nazir Jamajo joined us from Kaduna on the show Sports, rather 360 Sports, where we'll be giving you updates concerning matches in the Premier League. Also for Paralympics, Eniola Bolaji making us proud, winning bronze there. And for Falconet, Nigerians are saying, go out there, beat Germany. You've done it against South Korea, you can do this. And from me to you, Adeniyi Ajishafe, Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.